You put your foot down, just goes and puts a massive smile on your face. There is no denying it that mid-size SUVs are becoming increasingly popular. And for some brands, guys, they are their best sellers. And one of those brands is BMW. Yes, the previous generation X3 was BMW's best-selling car. But can this 2025 G45 series take the crown yet again? And where does this M50i sit amongst the best sellers? And who are buying these cars and why? Well, my name is Salvatore and this is the Motor Marvel, and we're going to find out just that. So what do you get for $128,900 before on-road costs? Well, for starters, you get this glorious 3-litre straight 6 turbo petrol motor that produces a colossal 293 kilowatts and 580 newton meters of torque, sending all that power through an 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive, allowing this very practical family mid-size SUV sprint from 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds. Don't take BMW's word on that, because it is faster than that, as you will see later on. It is pretty rapid. So what's changed? Well, the whole car's changed, to be honest, compared to the previous generation. It's a bit more modern, a bit more simple, but it also looks very aggressive, especially in this M50i version. I love the bonnet that looks like it was literally ripped off the M3, because it's got this little divot in the bonnet here, which I really do like, and it leads to this big nose. The nose itself, I do like. I think it looks nice, and how it's finished off in all gloss black just really makes this car look a bit more aggressive. You've got this more aggressive and prominent front bumper bar because it's the M50i version. You've got an illuminated grille that some people might see as obnoxious, but I kind of think it looks cool. And then you got this take on the traditional BMW headlights, but a bit more modern and sophisticated, with these almost fang type LED laser lights instead of the traditional rings. And I love this matte paint. It looks awesome in this matte paint. All right, as we come down the sides, we've got 21-inch alloy wheels with red brake calipers, a more prominent and aggressive side skirts, flush door handles, gloss black around the window surrounds, the fistable M-style door mirrors that are finished off in gloss black, and then it all tapers off at the rear here with a nice little spoiler. This rear end has to be my favorite part on the car. Honestly, I think it's the best part. It has a really nice rear end. It just comes together really well. I love this rear diffuser with the quad tailpipes. I love these really sleek and sophisticated LED taillights. It's just a really nice rear end, where most mid-size SUVs fail when it comes to the final part of the design, which is the bum of the car. In terms of boot capacity, well, you've got an electronic tailgate, you've got 570 litres with the second row up, and you just have over 1,700 litres with the second row down. So what's the overall design like in this latest generation of the X3? Well, for starters, it's very minimalistic and very modern. I do like it, but there are elements that I don't like. For starters, when you come down to the lower parts, it's a bit scratchy, which is disappointing when the previous generation, especially on the door cars, used like a softer leather instead of this scratchy plastic. And this space here is just filled with endless plastic. Like, it's just tacky. It's really disappointing, because BMW pride themselves on build quality, and this is just one significant letdown on the overall interior design. But it's not the worst thing in the world, because everything else looks great. As soon as you bring your eyes up further, everything else is soft touch, feels really good, feels high end, and feels very well built. I do love this steering wheel. I love the red center marker on it. I love the aggressive paddles behind the steering wheel. These remind me of something off an M3. I really do like them. Then you've got this huge curved display, which we've seen on all BMWs. And to be fair, it is really good. Works really well, does everything you expect it to do, and all the graphics are clear and very responsive. You got a head-up display. You've also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in the infotainment screen. It's wireless. However, I feel like there's too many things in the infotainment screen. Like, it operates literally everything. There are no physical buttons. So for example, if I want to dim the auto dimming high beams, I have to press on the stalk and then press on the screen. Why? Why not just have it on the stalk? Like, there are too many things that are operating the car itself through the infotainment screen where there could be physical buttons to make life easier. And that goes for this, you would think, cool kind of panel on the side of the door here that says X3 that opens and closes the vents from a haptic feedback button. Why? It looks tacky and it's annoying. Why not just have, again, it's not BMW's fault. A lot of car manufacturers are doing this, and I hope that they start to see complaints from consumers and journos, and they start obviously taking it in and changing it back to how it was. I love the ambient lighting. That's another thing I have to say. I do love that. That is awesome. You can change that through the infotainment screen, which is really easy and convenient. But again, see, I have to try get through God-forsaken bazillion options to actually find the interior lighting in the car. Oh, there it is. But once you do find it, you can change the ambient lighting, which is pretty cool. And when you go into my modes, right, when you put in sport, the actual ambient lighting lights up with the BMW M logos, which is really cool. In terms of my modes, you've got personal, sport, efficient, expressive, relaxed, digital. Again, it's too many. Just have sport and personal. Literally, they're the only two that people would be using, right? You've got a swivel wheel down here. You've got this gear selector, which I wish they had a physical one, but I don't know, everyone's doing that. And then you've got a volume knob, which is a good thing. There's something that's from back in the day. All the air vents are integrated into the dash, which again is minimalistic. That does look cool. I do like that design. You've got a decent glove box. You've got a okay glove box there. This center one's a bit bigger than that actual glove box. Then you've got big door bins, very comfortable seats that are leather and suede. You've got M seat belts, which is really cool. And the seats are electronically adjustable, heated and cooled. And you have dual climate controls, as you would expect on a car that's priced in at just over $128,000. Like, come on. Connectivity, well, you got USB-C down here, and you've got two places to put your phones down there, and a wireless phone charging station. That's practically it, guys. Let's check out the rear seats and see how practical it is for a family. So what's it like in the second row? Well, you have plenty of knee room and you can easily stretch your feet under the seat in front, especially when this seat's in my driving position. You have plenty of headroom and you can easily fit 3 adults across comfortably, and the seats are very supportive. You also have a Harman Kardon sound system, which I forgot to mention. You've also got a moonroof, which allows light to come in because this cabin is very dark with all the dark accents. You also got integrated blinds, which is convenient, meaning you do not have to get aftermarket options when you got bubbers in here to obviously give them a bit of shade. That is very neat and very convenient. You got your climate control functions down here, guys, with heated seats on both outboard seats, plus USB-C charging capabilities. And then you've got a middle armrest with 2 cup holders, ISOFIX anchor points on both outboard seats, and you've got the BMW M logos on the colors on your seatbelts in the rear as well. You've got big door bins, and that is basically about it. The only problem is in the back here, guys, is these scratchy plastics from the front continue in the back, and it is a massive letdown on such a great car. However, all these little faults just disappear once you unleash the beast under that hood. So let's go do that. Left foot on the brake, sport mode activated, foot on the accelerator. Let's go. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Whoa! This thing is epic! What in the hell? I did not expect that. I did not expect that. Whoa. So 0 to 100 is dealt with in 4.6 seconds, which is a complete lie because it's around about 4.2, because that just threw me into my seat. Like, that was rapid. You gotta remember, guys, this is not even a full-fledged M car. It's a soft M. So this is just before the full-fledged X3 M, and it does that? Like, it's just insane. Like, that is mind-blowingly quick. And then there's just the way this thing takes corners. Its all drive system is so good. Like, you gotta remember, it is rear-wheel drive bias, right? So you can get a bit squirrely in the corners. If you want the arse end to kick out, it will do that for you with ease. and just the way it grips is incredible. And for such a tall car, it doesn't lean that much. Like it just deals with corners like a sedan would. It's so bizarre the way this thing feels and just operates as a performance mid-size SUV. It blows your mind. And then there's the steering, right? So the steering is very direct. It's got a really nice weight to it. So if I get a bit more, you know, look at this, look at this, look at this. It just holds. It just holds. It just sits flat. It deals with the corners nicely. And then again, this all-wheel drive system. When you come out of a corner, it just it just catapults you straight out of the corner. Like there we come out of the corner. There we go. Changing gears again. The gearbox, phenomenal. For an automatic, it responds as well, or let's say this, even better than a dual clutch. It's so smooth and so beautiful. And then the brakes. The brakes, they're not sluggish, they're very responsive. If you need to brake hard, it will do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, my brain just popped out of my eyeballs just then. I am just blown away by this car. It's just, there's not much to say, guys. Like, for such a large car to do what it's doing is just remarkable. And look, we saw that when I had the XM for review. I know a lot of you don't like that car and you think it's ugly, and so be it, and it looks like a pig. But just the way that car dealt with its sheer mass, it's trickled down into this X3. I really am feeling that, and I'm really just loving just everything this car has on offer. So what's the X3 M50i like to live with on a day-to-day basis when you decide to stop being a member of the Fast and Furious crew and actually just enjoy the road ahead? Well, guys, it's amazing. This car is a very, very good mid-size SUV. For starters, the adaptive dampers do a phenomenal job at just soaking up all the bumps in the road. And if you're going to option something, please, for God's sakes, option the adaptive dampers, especially if you live in Australia. As we know, our roads aren't the greatest. And these dampers just do a fine job of just making this car a very, very comfortable daily driver. The seats are very comfortable, they're very supportive. It's great. It's got a very good seating position. Like, you can actually see over the bonnet clearly. You can see each corner of the car. The seats are electronically adjustable. The gearbox is smooth and responsive. The brake feel is nice. It's just a great car to live with day to day. However, there are some drawbacks. For starters, this A-pillar just loves to eat up cars, and it just disrupts your view sometimes because you're just like, oh my gosh, there's a car. The turning circle isn't the greatest. You're looking at around about 12.2 meters, which isn't class leading, but it's not the worst. And this rear window at the back there is dismal. It's just, you can't really see too much out of it. But look, they're small things, they're insignificant, considering what's under the bonnet and how much of a smile it puts on your face every time you get in this car. All those things just disappear. In terms of fuel consumption, well, you can expect anywhere between 8.6 to around about 10. Now, I'm going to say 10 or the higher range because I have a lead foot, and that's what I was getting around, the high, like up towards 10. Because, guys, it's the engine. Like, look at this. Just, you put your foot down, just goes and puts a massive smile on your face. I love this engine. I love everything about it. In terms of safety, well, it's a car that's priced over $128,000. So it's got all the safety tech you would expect, like lane keeping assist, lane departure warning, rear cross traffic alert, la da 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 da. If you want to read the whole list, go to my written review at Exhaust Notes Australia. Links in the description below, and you can read all the safety features because it's got a lot of it. If you want something that's practical for the family and gives you a big smile every time you jump into it, I think this is the car for you. I now understand why the BMW X3 has been BMW's best-selling car. It's a dad hack. It's the ultimate dad hack, especially this M50i model. Hear me out. You're with your better half. You're looking for cars. You're looking for something practical for the family, but also fulfills your driving pleasures, which is noise and speed. But you also need to fit stuff in the back, being practical to fit 3 in the back, and comfortable for long journeys. This is it, guys. Don't look anywhere else. I understand now why these are becoming so increasingly popular, is because they tick a lot of boxes. And for that matter, if you're looking for the ultimate driving machine that mixes family practicality with driving pleasure, look no further. Buy yourself a BMW X3 M50i. You will not be disappointed.